Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another podcast for the Variety Cast. This episode, we will actually be talking about my predictions for the NHL playoffs in 2018. Currently, as we are looking at it right now, if the playoffs were to start today, we would have the Columbus Blue Jackets versus the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Washington Capitals against the Philadelphia Flyers, Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Boston Bruins versus the New Jersey Devils on the eastern side of it all. On the western side, we would have the Winnipeg Jets versus the Minnesota Wild, the San Jose Sharks versus the Los Angeles Kings. We would have the Anaheim Ducks going up against the Nashville Predators, and the St. Louis Blues going up against the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, how I would see this happening, and I'm just speculating off of how this is going on right now, is how it is set up if it were to start today, and the 16 teams that I just said that would make it in do make it in. I would see Columbus beating Pittsburgh, even though that would be a really, really tough series to watch, mainly because Pittsburgh is a really good team, and the Columbus Blue Jackets have started to actually go on a roll for these past couple of games, and also I am a huge Blue Jackets fan, so that's why I would say that they would win. I would see the Capitals beating the Devils, so there's no surprise there. The Capitals probably make it to at least the Elite Eight. I'm not sure if they would make it past then. We would have, I would say the Tampa Bay would easily beat Toronto. And then Boston, well, Philly might put up a fight against Boston. Philly should put up a fight against Boston. So I would say Philly might be able to pull it off, but who knows? Boston may actually pull it out on that. So that's for at least Eastern side. I would say coming out of the Western side, Nashville would easily beat Anaheim. Winnipeg would probably beat the Minnesota Wild. Vegas would easily beat the Blues, and it's really a toss-up against the Kings and San Jose, because whoever would win there against San Jose and the Kings would play against the Knights, and I would think the Knights would easily advance to the Final Four. So no matter what, I'm thinking the Knights will come out of the Pacific, the winners. Nashville will probably come out of the Central Division, the winners. If anything, it would be either... It's really a toss-up in the Metro. It really is. In the Metropolitan League, it's really a toss-up of whoever can possibly pull that out. I would say most likely it would either be Pittsburgh or Washington. That would probably bring it out in the Metropolitan just because of how good of a roll they are on, and just in like their game itself. Like Sidney Crosby's been going off lately, and Alex Ovechkin has been on a whole new level. There's just like that whole tension right there between both of them that not really tension, but it's just that era is coming down to like a winding end, but it's been there for a while, and it would really seem like whoever comes out of there the winner. I would personally like the Blue Jackets come out of it the winner, but it'd be really tough to see, because if they do beat Pittsburgh, then they would probably have to beat Washington. And that's going to be a tough game, even though I'm pretty sure that we won not every game, but at least half the series against them. I would say coming out of the Atlantic, probably be Tampa Bay. Even though they're sitting in the 2 spot for the Atlantic, Tampa has been showing impressive results all through the season. And Boston just recently got up into first place in the entire thing with 109 points out of the entire league. But in general, I'm pretty sure Tampa Bay would easily beat Boston no matter what, if it had to come down to it. So I would say coming out of it, it would probably be Tampa Bay, Nashville, Vegas, and if I had to choose one, it would probably be Pittsburgh. If I really had to choose one, it would probably be Pittsburgh. Even though they don't have as many points as the Capitals, Pittsburgh has always seemed to come alive in the playoffs. So from that, it would be the Atlantic versus the Metro for the Eastern Title Championship, and I would say it'd be a heated match, but Tampa Bay may actually do it. Tampa Bay may take it if it happened to be them in Pittsburgh. they would more likely pull it off, and they would easily probably go to probably a game 6 or 7, and Tampa Bay would probably pull it out through then. They more likely wouldn't get home ice out of it, but it's whatever. They could easily probably win it. I'm saying probably a lot. I would say coming from the Western Division, Vegas has been good for the very first year. Like, this is surprising for an inaugural team, or for a team in its inaugural year to go to a playoffs and have this many points out of it and be leading the Pacific Division. I would hope that if it came down to Nashville versus Vegas, Vegas would take it and they would go face off against either Pitt or Tampa Bay, and that would be a really good Stanley Cup to watch. If I had to choose an overall winner, I would obviously take the Jackets, but from what I've been saying, it would probably... I wouldn't mind Nashville taking it, just so this way Pitt wouldn't have it this year if they were to make it. I wouldn't mind Nashville taking it. I also really wouldn't mind Vegas. Like, that'd be history in the making. I would say my overall winner would have to be Vegas, just alone on how well they've been doing for their very first season as a team, and they've been just playing on a whole new level. Like, they've just been playing on a whole new level, no matter what. It's just surprising to see that the Vegas Golden Knights have taken off this much and have actually proven themselves to be, even though they are a first-year team, they have proven themselves to be a worthy opponent to anybody that has to face them. So I would say overall, in the Stanley Cups, I would say Vegas takes it in, I would say 6 against Pittsburgh. They take it in 6 against Pittsburgh, and they would probably win the last game 4-2. I would say 4-2. 4-2 in the last game. I would mainly pick Vegas just because they have Marc-Andre Fleury in at goalkeeper, who is amazing. He got taken from Pittsburgh in the expansion draft because how that actually works is for a new team to come in, they take one player from each team that they are willing to give up. They take one player from each team in the league already, so they had 30 players to start off with, plus they also got into the draft. So they picked up Marc-Andre Fleury from that, who is A1 goaltender. He was really good goaltender, like top of the line goaltender. We also have William Karlsson. He actually got taken from the Blue Jackets and tore up the entire league this year. Scored like a lot of goals, had so many points throughout the entire game, like throughout the entire year. It was honestly really good for them. Let's see here. That's the main reason I would actually take them, is because they have super good goaltender. They have really good all-stars that have come from the different teams that they got from the expansion draft. So that'd probably be my big winner in the entire Stanley Cup if the playoffs were to start today. Now, the last game I know for the Blue Jackets is next Saturday. Yes, their very last game is, I'm pretty sure, next Saturday. So that will be the very end of the season for them, and then it will more than likely start up into the playoffs, which is going to be a real good time to watch. So that is my whole predictions. I'm hoping they would come true, and I would like to hear what you guys think. What you guys think on the whole Stanley Cup playoffs, what you guys think is going to happen, who's going to come out on it, who's going to take it, and how many games, and what the score will be. So, till next time, see you guys later.